Okay, who else remembers when a Kraken came to the Fortnite Island? Let's click on this for some nostalgia.
No way, this is so hype right now. Is that a splash? Oh my god, guys, it's a splash. Is it just fish?
Bruh.
Oh, that's just fish, guys. This is so hype right now, guys.
Yeah, Fortnite is single-handedly the most clickbaited game on the internet, but in 2017 when the game first released, the clickbait was entirely different from what we know today. The classic Zapatron clickbait, a gun which was literally in Fortnite for half an hour, and because of this, almost no one got actual footage of the gun in action, except for 1 or 2 people. Well, you wouldn't actually believe that considering just how many Zapatron videos people began to upload in Season 1. I mean, everyone claimed they had it or that it somehow came back. It was a mess. And because of the success of it came the introduction of fake Easter eggs, especially the Megalodon. Rumors of a huge shark Easter egg in the game were flying around a lot in Season 1, and while some might not remember Fortnite YouTube during this time, what I'm about to say might ring a bell. The real worst of the worst clickbait was from the compilation and clip channels that would take streamers and make rumors about them. It was out of control in Season 2. You'd always see people like Ninja or Myth plastered on the thumbnails with ridiculous claims about what happens in the video. One of the worst lies that would get millions of views was of Myth and Pokimane dating. It was just kinda weird. On any random day, you'd see false stories of like Ninja and Tfue having a real-life boxing match. It was just a completely different time. There were also people who actually saw the cars and shopping carts around the map and clickbaited the fact that we could drive them. I'm sure we all remember the press to enter car thumbnails. They were everywhere. But all of this clickbait was just a glimpse into the future of Fortnite. I don't think anybody was expecting what would happen in the year of 2018. The year that defined Fortnite's popularity forever. It didn't help that Season 3 had people freaking out over a huge meteor in the sky getting closer and closer by the day. Not even a day after it being spotted, the rumor started that Tilted Towers, the most popular location on the map, was about to get obliterated. Everyone and their dog were making clickbait videos on Tilted getting blown up, and it never even happened. But you can't let it overshadow all the other fake stuff on YouTube as well, like Haunted Hills apparently having some kind of fake H1Z1 tombstone. Or who could forget people talking about the jetpack coming to the game? I mean, can we even call this clickbait? It did come out like a year later. But it's really when Season 4 approached where we'll see some of the most iconic clickbait everyone will remember. Of course, this is when Ninja broke streaming records when he got Drake to play with him. And that put Fortnite straight into the spotlight. But unfortunately, that spotlight quickly turned to something else entirely. YouTube was immediately filled with thumbnails that showed a Drake skin coming to Fortnite, especially ones that claimed a Hotline Bling emote was on the way. And it wasn't the only fake skin that Season 4 gave us, because this was a time when we were first introduced to custom skins. In Season 4, the possibilities were extremely limited, and there were really only 1 or 2 modded skins you could get, the main one being Spider-Man's. Every day, you load up YouTube and get your hopes up of a skin we still wouldn't see 3 years later. What didn't help was the addition of the Avengers later in the season. It was Fortnite's first ever crossover and really made those Spider-Man rumors even bigger. But it turns out that Spider-Man wouldn't even be the most clickbaited Marvel character. The man himself, Thanos. We were able to play as him in the Infinity War LTM, but people took it even further. There was clickbait everywhere of a free Thanos skin and how to unlock Thanos in your locker. I kinda wish this one was real though. But clickbait in Season 5 actually got really weird. There wasn't a lot to clickbait this season, so it forced a lot of these people to pretend there was a live event happening right now, exclamation mark. I mean, they were claiming stuff like a volcano in Loot Lake and all sorts of things with Kevin roaming the map. But Season 6 brought us the floating island, and with this, people went wild making fake claims of Kevin the Cube cracking open and revealing something inside. And of course, we know that Kevin never did actually crack open, but would have been cool. And with Fortnite evolving, so did the clickbait as we moved on to 2019. One of the most fun years of Fortnite, with Chapter 1 wrapping up its storyline and giving us some of the coolest live events in the process. It kicked off with Season 7, which continued those sketchy live streams where people faked live events. This was paired pretty well with the dragon eggs that appeared around the island in Season 7. People claimed that ice dragons were coming to the game. Of course, nothing ever came from these, but it didn't stop the clickbait. And another big mythical creature came around in Season 8 when people began to use the pirate theme to pretend a kraken was coming to Fortnite. Now you can see a small kraken in one of these Season 8 trailers on the treasure map, but it didn't exactly mean much. Didn't stop a lot of content creators pretending this big monster was about to appear on the island though. Instead, a different monster appeared and it was just the iceberg the whole time. So we flash forward to Season 9 where a huge eyeball appeared just below polar peaks and everyone went crazy about this, and immediately the speculation began. The timing was really weird because PUBG actually was doing a crossover with Godzilla, and a new movie, King of the Monsters, was just weeks away from releasing. So because of this amazing timing, a huge chunk of the Fortnite community immediately thought that the monster in the ice was actually Godzilla himself. And so because of this, YouTube was filled with fake trailers for the Godzilla collab, a ton of weird clickbait with Godzilla action figures on the island. It was just weird. And I'm not even trying to hate on these people. To be honest, I thought Godzilla was coming to the island too. Of course, this ended up being the Polar Peak Monster, aka Caddis, and this gave us one of the best live events of Chapter 1, so you can't complain. But Season 9 didn't just give us that. In the trailer, we watched Bunker Jonesy come out of a secret bunker in Tilted Towers, and immediately people rushed to try and pretend they found this bunker on the actual map. There were so many fake tilted bunker videos out there. But then Chapter 1 finally came to an end with Season X, and the clickbait wasn't as bad during the season. However, we still had a couple big topics. For example, bright red balloons appeared randomly around the whole map above storm drains, and while everyone knows that it's a reference to Pennywise from It. After this happened, YouTube was filled with Pennywise thumbnails and people saying that a collab was confirmed, but in actuality, it never came to the game at all. And with Season X came the end event, and unfortunately many YouTubers took the name of the event quite literally. A lot of people pretended it really was the end of Fortnite and tricked so many kids into thinking the game was deleted and gone forever. So were you fooled by that one? If so, let me know in the comments, I won't judge. But with a new chapter came a brand new year for clickbait, one of Fortnite's most clickbaited years to date. Actually, of course, I'm talking about 2020. Chapter 2 Season 1 didn't give much room for clickbait because it was pretty much a blank slate, so some creators had to resort to just making stuff up. One of these things was the existence of steamy stacks, because if you have a power plant, it has to explode, right? It seemed to be the right logic for some people in Season 1. I mean, the amount of clickbait surrounding some kind of steamy stacks meltdown was insane. Really made us question whether it was actually gonna happen or not. Spoiler alert, it didn't. But the questions just kept coming in Season 2. We were all wondering who Midas and the agency was, but the clickbaiters had other things in mind. We never got an answer as to what was in the redacted bunker, so people used the new vaults feature to pretend they got into it. They would clickbait the fact that they got key cards from NPCs and just walked into the redacted bunker, if only. And there were also a ton of fake leak weapons that just never came to the game. Some of these were actually leaks that just never appeared, and others were straight up images from Save the World that people took. But it got even worse with Season 3. With a Travis Scott event, we were taken high into space, and if you look down, you can see the Chapter 1 island in all of its glory. We also had the event literally parallel the timeline of Chapter 1 with the butterfly event, meteors, and more. And from this, it made a pretty convincing argument in clickbaiters' eyes that the Chapter 1 island was 100% confirmed to be coming back. Well, at least that's what they claimed was gonna happen, but things got even weirder. As the storm had a temporary water effect in the last few days of Season 2, people made clickbait thumbnails that the Season 3 map was gonna be completely flooded, and they all shared a really convincing fake leak for the island. Of course, it wasn't the real Season 3 island, but they kind of got the flooded theme right. Although clickbait didn't stop at that, as throughout all of Season 3, creators pretended that there was a new tsunami coming that would flood the map even worse. Didn't really make sense, but neither did what comes next. I'm talking about Season 4, the Marvel season. Galactus approaching, and we literally got dozens of new superheroes, NPCs, and mythic weapons. But because of all these mythics now in the game, it wasn't out of the picture that new ones wouldn't be coming. Most importantly, the Infinity Gauntlet. Interestingly, some clickbaiters kept claiming that the Infinity Gauntlet was going to return as a mythic item. I mean, some people even said it would be in vending machines. Like, what? Not even the game. But that wasn't all. There was even some fake superhero boss clickbait. I mean, so many YouTubers made fake thumbnails that looked like you could visit NPCs like Midas Rex, Venom, even Daredevil on the island. We all know you weren't able to. And there was also a random rumor that started out of nowhere where people were claiming a new concert was about to happen. Apparently the next concert would be with Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga. And I mean, all of this came from some random Twitter account claiming it would happen. But that was enough apparently to send hundreds of creators to make Ariana Grande concert videos. There were also claims of a Post Malone concert, but those really did come out of nowhere. But time moves on, and of course that brings us to present day, 2021. We're only 5 months in, but we've still had 2 entire seasons of content, and with Season 7 just a few weeks away, it's cool to see what kind of clickbait has happened these past few months. So yeah, in Season 5, the fake collabs and NPC clickbait continue. With the Last Laugh bundle coming out last year, people used it to pretend that the Joker was actually one of the new NPC bosses for Season 5. I mean, some of them went as far to make fake POIs in their thumbnails. I mean, man, put my clickbait to shame. But the rumors got really big last season because of just how many collabs we got. And with these collabs came leaks. Lots of them. One of these leaks gave some pretty convincing evidence for the next collab being Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, it ended up being Tron, but that didn't stop thousands of people making Five Nights at Freddy confirmed videos and even showing Freddy Fazbear in the lobby. It was crazy. And that exact same thing happened just a couple weeks later when another leak showed Peter Griffin in the files. Now, to this day, you still see Peter Griffin in thumbnails as an upcoming Fortnite skin. It could still happen, but for now, you know, especially the ones that pretending that he's in game. But now we get to the present day, Chapter 2, Season 6. And to be real, this season hasn't given people much room for clickbait, although it hasn't stopped them. Just quickly browsing YouTube, you could already see a gross amount of fake trailers, misleading battle passes, even people pretending they're playing Season 7 early. I don't even know, the only genuine clickbait which is interesting to look at is The Rock in Fortnite. There are quite a few videos out there saying The Rock himself is in Fortnite. We even made a video talking about it and stuff like that, but we'll have to see. And once again, this video isn't about criticizing other clickbaiters or anything like that. I get it. Top 5 gaming also clickbaits, but hey, listen, at this point, I'm the king of clickbait, so if anyone was gonna make this video, it's gonna be me. Thanks so much for watching, of course. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.